Hey, good day to you. This is Rain, founder of Forex 100. Thank you everyone for being here. Changes being done for today's session because I'm serving the force right now. In Singapore, we have this thing known as the reservice. That means after we have served the force for 2 to 3 years, we get back to our studies and go back to work. And within the period, we actually will go back every year period of time for the next 10 years. It's kind of like a refresher for us and stuff like that. So yeah, so definitely I can't do it in the afternoon session, so sorry about that. Totally forget to inform you guys. Usually we do such session on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Singapore time. Yeah, so let me just do a quick post on my Instagram. For those who have not joined me, check it out, our Instagram on Forex 100 Academy as well as Rain Lim. Go and have a search on it. And let me just post my 6 p.m. post. Feel free to punch in the comment over here, so we can really address you and your questions. If you're new, and if I have not greeted you, right now I do see some viewers live right now. I can't see your name. We are not connected on Facebook, I suppose. So just shout out a bit, share your name so I can address you properly. Yep. So let me just get on with this. Well, maybe you can just take a second to click the share button so more people can benefit from this. So this midweek market analysis is more for like especially if you're harmonic pattern trained traders. Hopefully the source of information is accurate, is correct, then you will benefit the most. And of course the biggest group that will benefit from this entire opportunity and stuff like that is people who are looking for, if you are looking for things like I want to trade from home, I feel it's safer and stuff like that with the virus going around in Asia, and you just want to spend more time at home and you find that you really get so tired meeting up with people, introverts, this is excellent for you. Yeah, so imagine that there's no need for you to please anyone to bring sales on the table. You can just trade for a living. So on and off, I'll just drink some water if you don't mind. Yeah, I do see some people that is online right now. Please share your name so I can know who is in the room. I can't see it over here on my end if we are not connected on Facebook. Alright, so today I've got something I love to share with you. Short-term memory. So if you have remember last week, we did talk about the trends, how you plot the trends and each movement, and how to recognize those trading turning points. So if you forget about it, at about 9 p.m. we have a rebroadcast, a premiere of that on the Facebook. And if you miss that, tomorrow 3 p.m. on YouTube, our YouTube channel Forex 100 Academy, you can have a look over there. Next Wednesday we are having a webinar at 8 p.m. Singapore time, that is +8 GMT. You can see the events is really up, is on our website as well as Facebook page as well. Remember to click and purchase the ticket. It's only $9.90, and you will receive the latest version of the 2020 ebook for you. That's one. Today I want to share with you something that's pretty interesting. So some of the practices, trading and stuff like that, I just can't recall right now. So if you have any questions on trading, you can really punch them in now. Maybe you can help me to jog my memory a bit so I can really get on to what I want to share with you today. So bad of me, yeah. So yeah, so let me just try to find any notes that I have jotted down. Yeah, so meanwhile, what's going to happen is that we will have a run through from Euro Dollar all the way to Pound Australia, and this 12 currency pair will walk through the 3 different time frame, from the daily to 4 hour and 1 hour time frame. All right. Yeah, exactly. Tyler, yesterday is more for a student meetup session. If you have realized, I've really deleted the video. It's supposed to be a private session for my graduates only. Yeah, so today is the midweek market analysis. Funny that I don't see your name pop up. We are connected on Facebook, so the rest of you can share a bit. So today I want to share with you something that in trading, don't beat yourself too much when you have a losing trade. Just look into, are you following the rules? Do you enter the trade pre-planned, or you just jump into it? So if you're following your rules and market just turn and reverse, or don't just go towards the direction you're trading, is fine. We are in a very different game compared to industries I've been thinking for years, and this is one of the most interesting industry that is very, very different from others. The first thing is our industry doesn't pay you by time, meaning to say that if you can sit in front of computer whole day, it doesn't mean that you get paid. How we being paid is more of our efforts and stuff like that. So of course, in the learning phase you might take more time because it's new information and stuff like that. But once you already downloaded those information into your brain, your cell, and you understand the entire system, how you trade it, you just need about 30 minutes to run through your daily routine. And basically this is what I do. I just set an alert, and all my graduates just set an alert. Once the market retraces back into the alert area, then I'll see a confirmation candle. If it validates and my analysis still stand, I'll engage a trade, and such decision will take typically less than 30 seconds for me. If you're new, it's about 5 minutes maybe. Alright, so you might want to rerun everything and stuff like that. And if you're using TradingView, the great thing about it is you can actually what you do, you can actually write notes over here, and it's web based. As long as you have an internet connection, you can actually excuse me, you can actually just go into your analysis and stuff like that. So if you have not have your TradingView account, just click the link at the bottom, and if you decided to go live, you might able to receive some kind of discount. So that's that. So that is one. Secondly, our job, basically you can think of any trade in the industry. Let's say an accountant, the job is to do account. A builder is to build, let's say, property development and stuff like that. Aircon man is to fix aircon. Basically the job title pretty much describe the description. However, when we talk about traders, our job is not to trade. Yes, how we earn money is from the outcome of a profitable trade, but it does not necessarily means that the more you trade, the more you earn. I would like to see it this way, that we analyze the market and we wait. That's our job. And I pretty find that this is one of very, very rare industry that it really train your personality, and your personality does reflect on your trade results. So if you are not disciplined, you do not follow your rules, so you are rule breakers and you are inconsistent, your results will show. But if you follow rules and it's just a matter of time, it's a zero-sum game, and you focus on those trades that give you a better reward is to risk. Let's say you only engage trade that have a 2:1 ratio, then you just need about 40% accuracy rate and you can be profitable. That's the interesting part about it. Yeah, and some of you might be thinking, I can just trade and work outside. It can be done if you are trading on the daily and 4-hour time frame. To be consistent about it, it's not much of an issue. If you happen to be in Singapore, the brokers I'm trading with is UTC +2, which means based on Singapore time, there'll be 2, 6, and 10 p.m. Those interval, a new candle will form and close. Alright, so right now we have just witnessed one of the candle open and close on the 4 hours chart, because right now it's 6 over here. So this is something that is very, very interesting, and especially if you reside in places like even from Vietnam, Bangkok, China, Hong Kong, Indonesia. These are countries between the +7 to +9 GMT. Personally, I have a bias on +8 GMT. I find that it's perfect. In the morning you can trade Aussie, you can trade Japanese yen, and afternoon after lunch you can do a bit of analysis, pre-UK market analysis, and about 3-4 p.m. Singapore time, of course, you can trade the British UK market. And at night, at about 7 p.m, that means 1 hour from now, 7-8 p.m, you can start to trade the US market on the currency movement. I'm not talking about the futures, where the futures open at about 9 plus. So that's the thing, you know. So for people that is from +7 to +9 GMT, it's kind of difficult for us to say things like we do not have a time to trade, we are too busy. So I find that it's a bit ridiculous, if I might use the word. But of course, if you're shift based, you still can work around it. But if you want something that's more consistent and you just don't want to hog the computer throughout the day, maybe you're sharing with your family and stuff like that, then just trade on the daily chart. The one thing you just to do is to do a fixed timing on when you're doing your analysis. That's what I feel. And of course, you can do it in the morning after 5-6 a.m, like about 6-7 a.m. That'll be perfect for the daily chart traders, based on Singapore time, of course. All right, so yeah, routine is very, very important in trading, and it's a very interesting trade. It pretty much can mold a person's character for the good way. Alright, so with that, that's the topic that I'd like to share with you today. And let's get down to business. Today market is pretty active. In fact, on the euro dollar, we have the first change over here. This is the last bullish movement. Market broke the support 1 time, 2 time. Right now euro dollar has turned bearish, and it does have a break and close below the low. So what is going to happen, I'm waiting for some form of retracement to see if there is any shorting opportunity. All right, so let us just move a bit to the weekly chart to see if we have anything, because we have just broke the recent support level. So on the weekly chart, market does rest on the support right now. Next level we are looking at will be about slightly lower, 1.0787, and of course a much lower price, 1.05. It is possible. So alright, so continuous shorting opportunity is possible. Later I'll do a check on this leg over here. I call it the BC leg. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see a very, very bearish movement. If you have caught this, congratulations. Alright, to the 1-hour chart. A bit sluggish at this timing. Let's see. Let me just close a bit more stuff. Hopefully it helps. And refresh. It's been some time since I do the 6 p.m. video. So yeah, my environment at about 6 p.m. is very, very lively. Ice cream man at the bottom. Alright, so 1-hour chart, very, very bearish movement, as you can see over here. Okay, so back to the daily chart where I'll share with you my analysis. I think you have just picked a bit. So what happened over here is a bearish sharp pattern. I do find that this pattern has already completed. Let me just check this leg over here. So yeah, at about 1.0823, you can wait for a potential AB equals CD movement. I thought I drew this anyway. So this is for the daily chart. So just make sure that it's only shown on the daily chart, so it doesn't clutter your chart, your analysis. And remember to set an alert so that you can remind yourself that you are waiting for a confirmation. EU ABCD counter trend. Yeah, daily chart. Alright, so at the same time, I like to pick on the weekly chart and see how this pattern ends. Let's have a look. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Alright, so it falls straight into the next level support. Definitely a pattern I want to observe and see if it's a profitable setup. Alright, so down to the 4-hour chart, nothing much over here apart from just waiting for the extended ABCD pattern. To the 1-hour chart, nothing much. Alright, so you can start to plan for continuous shorting if it does give you an opportunity, but not now. Nothing I can see based off my trading rules. To the next pair on pound dollar daily chart. Let's have a look. Alright, so pound dollar on the daily chart, if you remember, this is a consolidation period area. Market have not break the support level. Pound dollar on the daily chart is still bullish. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, market is kind of moving still on a sideways movement. Likewise on the 1 hour. So it does give opportunity for traders who are looking for a trading opportunity to engage trade. Yeah, so let us just head back to the daily chart and let me share with you my analysis over here. Alright, so back to the daily chart. Oh my god, what happened? So sorry about this, man. This shouldn't be. Might be trading view, not quite sure. Might be too many resources are playing at the same time. But the truth about this is I have just restart the modem before I start live session. That's one of my routine that I do during this period. Alright, so pound dollar on the daily chart, there is a ABCD pattern. Before that is for reference, a bad pattern waiting to complete at much lower price, 1.2356. We have a bearish movement and a retracement. So traders, if you are looking for a shorting opportunity extended downwards, I can understand what you are looking for. But on the 4-hour chart, I have a ABCD completion at 1.2815, waiting for a counter trend trading buying opportunity, but seems like it's not going to happen because I do study these patterns very closely, and each movement, especially the CD move, I do spend quite some time to study on it to see if it is a profitable setup. So over here, nothing much right now. It's something close to a potential bet, but it really depends on this C plus completion, whether it within your chart, your live chart, does it give you such opportunity. So yeah, so that's one. Yeah, you just saw an ad approved. We just did a bit of Facebook ads. Find that right now during the coronavirus in Asia, it's quite a good idea to really trade at home and not going out. So I extend and even go further, one step further, to do our first webinar. So if you saw that link, please click and share it with your friends so more can benefit from this. I think it's quite horrific because even till now we have some findings and understanding of the virus. The governments of many nations can't come to a same findings or conclusions of how this actually started. It's all guesses, and there are so many version out there, and truth about this, it has been going around for at least since December until now. Some say it has been going around for about 6 months. Alright, so that's the thing. Anyway, alright, so on the dollar yen overall chart, is definitely pushing towards the upside. So traders, if you are looking for shorting, please be careful about this. This setup itself is kind of something that you have to watch very, very closely. Forward chart, you can see that the market extend towards the upside and start to lose some momentum. To the 1 hour chart, you get to see something as interesting setup. So market have these losing of momentum. So for traders who have shorted on a high price, congratulations on that. All right. So back to the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis over here. Pretty complex to some of you, but this head and shoulder formation is over. Right now there are two potential. Watch closely. This is the A, B, C, D completion for market to push it higher at 110.95, looking for a shorting opportunity or a shark pattern for a buying opportunity at much lower price at 106.05. all right, so this is a bullish shark setup. Down to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, we can see that there is a bearish shark formation. This was pretty much different from the one that is spot on Instagram that I've posted. Basically, this is identified by the system, the software that we are using. And we are running about 16 pips right now. And just to share that we do not just trade it blindly, meaning to say that once the system say, hey, yay, there is a setup going on, we will just engage it. That's not how we do it. I will still do my analysis and see this RSI to see that it's a confirmed setup before I short it. So sometimes when shark pattern form up, you can expect a bit of consolidation, which is normal, and of course a break and close below 109.53 is definitely giving a more green light to this entire setup. All right, so to the next pair. On the 1 hour chart, this is what we have. Nothing special, but having this candle is kind of expected. We just hope that it doesn't retrace too much. Yeah, so that's that. On the counter trend move on dollar yen, euro yen as well. Euro yen is very, very different from dollar yen if you watch it closely. This entire setup is still bearish, a bearish movement. So if you're in this trade, if I were you, I'll just hold the trade, but you make your own decision. Yeah. On the 4 hour chart, market does extend. I do see that there is a possibility of extending more towards the downside, but based on my trading strategies, I do not have something that I can just chase off from here, and based on my personality, it's not something I'm comfortable with. So that's one. All right, nothing much over here. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. I have a bearish bet with a bearish crab pattern. If you manage to short it, congratulations. Like what I say, if I were you, I'll just keep the trade. On the 4 hour chart, there are two setups. One, I'm waiting for hopefully a rebound on the euro yen, so I can enter based on this bearish shark setup. If the market bounce off to a much lower price, I'm looking at 118.42 for a buying opportunity, a counter trend trading opportunity to buy up. All right, so of course it really depends on how the setup happens and stuff like that to let me make such decision before I make those decisions. All right, so down to the 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. Yeah, unless you are more towards the bearish flag consolidation, market retrace up, and you're looking for a shorting opportunity, it is possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible, so you might be reading the market this way. All right, and this is your consolidation area. Then market break down to the downside, so you're waiting for a retracement to short it again. So personally, if let's say I want to get involved with this, what I will do is that I will wait for a harmonic pattern to form within here. So this will be my X to A leg over here. Then whatever it retrace, that will be the setup for my bearish harmonic pattern. All right, so this could be one as well. Yeah, so a session like this, a midweek market analysis, is actually very good for traders, especially if you have some trading backgrounds. You know, harmonic pattern, the right way of trading, of course. Then you get to see what I'm looking at for free. All right, so however, if you are like I have totally no idea what I should be doing and stuff like that, we have a next session webinar, our first webinar coming up on next Wednesday 8 p.m. So just click the link over here. I did talk about a bit like a coronavirus and stuff like that, and I really prefer, given a choice, if I no need to head out, I will or rather stay at home and trade and do my webinars, stay at home. And my character, I quite introvert. I don't like to go out that much. Yeah, so it's something that you might not know. Alright, so pound yen. Pound yen on the daily chart, we have a bearish movement over here. Alright, so it really depends on how you read it. If you read this as another move, which personally I do, the market right now is on a bullish run. Okay, but if you are reading this as a starting move, right now it's still bearish setup. Alright, so these are some of the different traders will read it different way stuff, and different time frame is different as well, as the market move. So let us see the last leg of the bullish movement, market break, the bearish movement, overall bearish right now on the 4-hour chart. So pretty interesting movement over here. This could be an X to A leg, this will be a B. Later we see if we have plotted this out, I suppose so. If not, we will see if we have any setup. Alright, so down to the 1-hour chart, pretty junky over here. So this entire movement is amazing, man. Yeah, it's a Brexit news and stuff like that. About 26 candle, that means less than a week. To be even much more accurate, it's within 2 days. We have about 243 pips movement, so it is something that worth looking at. So back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis over here. I did share about a bet and a crab pattern. Alright, so if you're in the shorting mood, it's great. Guess what, we have already spotted it. So this is a shark pattern, looking for a shorting opportunity at 14441 price for a shorting opportunity over here. If you are reading it a bit differently, this is your X to A leg, then you might have a godly pattern that completes somewhere over here, 14389. So it really depends on what it is. And of course, harmonic pattern traders, you know that they are more than just 2 rules. I'm just doing it quick, and of course we are teaching this in our lesson as well. So if you're interested to find out more, you can always chat with me. Yesterday I received a lot of chat requests. Something must have done right. Alright, so let's see how it goes. So this is my godly pattern. For godly pattern, usually is a habit for me to do a check, confirmation before I enter the trade. I'm not as generous or gracious to enter a godly pattern trade just like that, because it doesn't give the best reward, is the risk. So that's the thing. Alright, so let's see how it goes over here. So if the market went up, trigger came down, we might have the advantage of both the shark traders and the godly traders that are involved in this shorting trade. So this can be a pretty volatile one. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so down to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, on the analyzing itself, overall market is pretty still bearish on the downside, and if you know me, I'm more comfortable shorting than buying. So I'm waiting for a selling opportunity. Any buying setup, I'm not that interested over here on pound yen. Alright, so that's pound yen for you. Next pair, New Zealand yen. Alright, so New Zealand yen on the daily chart, can see that this interesting, amazing movement. Market have this double top movement and it starts to slide down. Traders who kept the trade, you reach your first target, it's amazing. Traders who have exited the trade, is fine. Alright, you can always wait for the next trade, next opportunity. So let me just do a estimation. It's about 300 over pips movement. Congratulations, over here a bit of a double bottom. Alright, let's see how it goes. This can be read as a bearish flag pattern awaiting to happen as well. So it really depends on what is your analysis. Are you looking for shorting or buying? So myself, I'm looking for shorting. So I do look it as a further extension towards the downside opportunity, because at the same time on the lower time frame it does give me some signs as well. All right, so on the 4-hour chart, you can see this double bottom looking formation. At the same time, you can say this is a sideways bounce. All right, so traders who are not comfortable with this trade, we are running about 30 pips already. Just now as peak, we do run even up to 40 pips of profits. So you can shift your stops to entry if you love to. You have a free trade. If the market just react against you, then the trade-off of this deal is you just get stop out at entry. All right, which no biggie, no big deal over here. So I leave that decision to you, because this really could be a double bottom. All right, so yeah, you have to make a call for this yourself. All right, to the next time frame, the 1-hour chart. All right, on the 1-hour chart, we have a uptrend movement, then a retracement. So I'm looking maybe a bullish bed formation coming up at about 70.08. So if it's going to form, then it will be great for my shorting opportunity at least. Make sense? Alright, so let me share with you my analysis over here. Bearish bed pattern. We have indication to short it over here and over here again. And of course, this is with candle confirmation. Market traders who are waited for retest, congratulations, a better entry. Alright, so down to the end, it has already hit the first target. Down to the 4-hour chart, traders who have bought it over here, who have viewed last week weekly market, or rather midweek market analysis last Wednesday. I did talk about buying over here. This movement is 100 pips. Congratulations, guys. And I turned it to a shorting trade. Alright, so 1-hour chart, we have a sharp pattern that actually got stopped out, I think. Then the market just came down and presented itself another opportunity, and of course I grabbed that opportunity again and short it somewhere over here. Alright, that was shared in our trade ideas analysis. A is to 1, reward is to risk ratio. How is that? Alright, so if you want something that is a long deadline, just click the subscription button over here on the trade ideas package. So you get to join our community and have the software installed, and you won't miss another trade ideas that I have spotted. To the next pair, New Zealand dollar. It's quite a quiet crowd today. How come? New Zealand dollar on the daily chart, market present itself as a bearish movement, bearish for sure. Let's say you somehow read this as another move, which is possible, then just a single break is still bearish, just a weaker bear. Down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, pretty bearish movement. Market went up to the resistance area. Quite something that you can look into a shorting opportunity if you have. I think there's some setup over here. If you have engaged, congratulations. Back to the daily chart, let me share with you my analysis over here. Alright, so over here I have a sharp pattern waiting to short at 0.6788 to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, nothing much over here, I think, to the 1 hour. Alright, so on the 1-hour chart, it seems like I have not plotted it somehow. Let's double check. Yeah, it is definitely a potential setup. So let's see. Yeah, I retract that. It's nothing. So harmonic pattern, there are a lot of rules. You really have to verify the setup before you jump into every MNW. You say, oh, there is a bear, there is a butterfly, godly, there's a butterfly, you know, stuff like that, you know. So important. All right, butterfly, interesting. All right, so to the next pair, Aussie dollar. Oh my god, this is something that I wanted to change some Aussie on Monday, because right now I'm doing my reservice. Total forget about it, and I have this awful retracement that happened. I'm waiting for a retracement for sure. You see, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, perfect price. It's okay. So on the forward chart, it does present itself as a short-term potential going a bit more towards the upside before a shorting opportunity. 31 hour, this is what I have, another shorting opportunity. Have you spotted harmonic pattern? I know Tyler does. Tyler did share with us yesterday. Well done. Alright, so over here I have a godly pattern that's already way overdue. It's done already. Bearish setup. I'm very bearish on Aussie dollar. On the forward chart, we have a shark pattern as well. Looking to short it at 65.85. Sorry, 68.55. Alright, much higher price. 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, we have a bad pattern. 67.54. So these are the levels I'm looking at. Somehow the alerts was not set on the 1 hour chart. So some of you might have the thoughts of, hey Rain, since the 4 hour have a shark, 1 hour have a bet, which one will you take? Of course the one that form out first, but in this case, as the market has a bit of retracement, consolidation retracement before the completion, I would want to see a candle confirmation before I engage the trade. Let's say the candle overshot the bet formation before it turn, then definitely I'll be looking at the 4 hour shark pattern. Alright, so it's quite a distance, yeah, from the shark pattern. So let me just set the alerts over here as well. AU H4 7H. So trading is more like really trade, analyze and wait, rather than just keep on trading, shorting, buying. That shouldn't be the case. At least that's not how I practice it. We have about 1 2 3 4 more pairs and we call it a day. Yeah. Aussie cap, very interesting setup. I have really engaged on this trade. Let me just share with you. Alright, so Aussie Canada entire movement, support does hold over here as there is a bearish wick over, the very bearish candle over here, and it does leave down a wick that creates a support area. Market did not break and close below it. Alright, so down to the forward chart. On the forward chart, you can see a bearish movement, retracement, and can you see a W formation? A harmonic pattern setup opportunity. Right now over here, another pattern setup opportunity. Very interesting. Alright, so it really depends where's your starting point, and the pattern format might be different. And definitely the completion point, most of the time, it'll be different as well. Down to the 1 hour, bearish movement, retracement. Alright, so I'm just looking for short. Of course, right now looking for shorting opportunity in this trend trading opportunity can be a bit risky, because it just doesn't seem to push lower. There's an ABCD pattern at much lower price for a counter trend trade move at 87.54. Let's have a look on the weekly chart. 87.54. What's my concern is at on the no man's land, even on the weekly chart. Sure, we can always go to the monthly, have a look. Yep, monthly, we definitely have something over here. Such a long wick, yeah. 2010 period. So let us get back to the daily chart. On the 4 hour, over here we have two setup. One of the setup is the bearish shark formation, looking for shorting opportunity at 91.89. We have a bullish butterfly 88.02. We also, let me just hide this first. We also have a few bearish movements setting up as well. Let's see, shall we? So within this sharp pattern, the AB lick over here, we have a Gartley. Really bit too much for me to just plot it out. Okay, we have a Gartley over here. Check your stats. I'm doing a shortcut over here. Alright, and oops, just redraw, easier. Let's say this is the starting point. We might just have another deep Gartley within a bigger Gartley, so I'm not going to plot it, if not it will be too messy. Alright, so setting alert, AC H4, check small Gartley. What else is a trend continuation? Alright, so let's see how it moves. On the 1 hour chart, bullish sharp pattern within this buy zone over here. Very pretty. Right now it has reached the first target area, which come in close to a 5-0 pattern. I've short it in advance. Very bearish on this. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so that's Aussie Cat. Aussie Cat start to form a lot of formation. Just take note of that. Upgrade it to a higher level. This is a color that I look closely. Alright, so to the next pair, Dollar Cat. On the daily chart, you can see bearish movement. Market retrace back to the previous high. This is also the period that a lot of traders, I can say online, they are sharing about this wedge over here, and market just fall off. Wonderful for those who have caught it. Alright, so I can see a couple of traders are looking for a shorting opportunity. So having it at the overall market is slightly towards the downside, and right now it's on the high price of the downside, so it does give a great reward is to risk ratio and a great potential over here as well. Down to the 1 hour chart, nothing much right now. However, I'm looking very closely on this. Let me just share with you. Over here is a downtrend channel. Market does went up a bit, this extended wedge, and fall to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour chart, nothing much over here. I want to bring your attention to the 1 hour. We have a very impulse movement. I'm waiting for a retracement and to a much higher price. Perhaps a bad pattern will be perfect, about 1.3313 thereabout. I'm looking for a shorting opportunity if a bad pattern form up. So some of you might be saying, Rain, 3313 really? Let's have a look. Oh, I missed by about 5 pips. Alright, so it's about that region, you see. So very much you can really train yourself in looking at the chart. You know where you are looking at, and this come with practice that you are doing every day for about 30 minutes. Alright, so 2 more pips and we call it a day. Yeah, so Cat Yen. On the daily chart, market has break and close above the high, then came down to the support. So definitely this is a very strong bullish trend setup. However, counter trend traders, if you love to short it, I don't see why you can't. Just make sure you have a trading rules to follow. For our chart, strong bearish movement, then we have a bit of retracement. Yeah, it might give you a bad pattern. To the 1 hour chart, nothing much over here. Alright, 1 hour chart is pretty bullish, so mixed sentiment, bearish, bullish. Alright, so this is my analysis on the daily chart. We have a butterfly looking for a shorting opportunity. If you have really short it, congrats. If you have not, then just wait for the next opportunity. To the 4 hour chart, as mentioned, we have a ABCD movement. If you have bought it, and of course you will see this ABC pattern if you have watch our video last week during our live session. If you have not, then too bad. Alright, so on the 4-hour chart, there is this bearish back pattern waiting to short at 84.23. That's the level I'm looking at for a counter trend move still. And to the 1-hour chart, a shark pattern that doesn't work out so well. Alright, so nothing much over here. Yeah, and to the last pair. Okay, so if you have any questions, just feel free to punch them in. If not, I'm going to call it a day very soon. Hi, we're about to end. So if you have just joined the room, say hello. Alright, so on the last pair, Pound Australia, a very bullish pair. Basically, it's a pair that I'm not very keen in trading right now. To the 4-hour chart, market has went into a bit of consolidation. To the 1-hour, nothing much over here. Back to daily chart, let me share with you my analysis. My analysis over here, there was a bad pattern, ABCD pattern, stuff like that. The market started to slide down when the consolidation. To the 4-hour chart, I am waiting for this channel break or retest. Alright, so for channel, you really have to remember to extend it. If not, even if it reach those level, it just won't beat. Alright, so waiting very closely on this channel setup to decide if my overall analysis and am I looking for shorting or buying. Of course, over here I'm more towards the selling opportunity. The shorting opportunity over here at 93.46. Of course, I'm waiting for the touch and the confirmation of candle. And of course, if the market break and close above the high, I'll wait for a retracement and buy up. Alright, so that's all I have for you today, guys. Whoa, that's pretty fast. Everything within 45 minutes. If you love this, really share this out. I really appreciate if you can share our recent event out. Alright, the event on Forex 100. Or you can just check our latest event on 19th of February. Alright, let's do a webinar, let's have fun. I will not be hosting on Facebook. I will be using Zoom most likely, and the registration link will be sent to you once everything is confirmed. Hopefully all will be able to send out by end of this week, and along with a new version of ebook. How good is that? Alright, so that's all I have for you today, man. Till then, remember always plan your trade and trade your plan, and looking forward to see you soon. See you guys.